There are two principles that keep revealing itself to me. And these two principles we've learned from the time we were yay high to the time we are the age we are right now. We just sometimes forget it. And in this video, I'm going to bring those back up and talk about it. Y'all ready? Let's get it.
Wake up in the morning feeling good right now. I know it where my joy come from. It's the morning.
What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another episode. Listen, I want to say thank you so far for such an amazing 2024 already. This community is growing. I think we're already up 50 more subscribers than we've been. This is a new channel, and it's a growing community, and I'm so grateful for all of you that have watched and commented so far. I can't wait to see where this thing takes us. But as I continue to journal, as I continue to have these conversations with my friends and my colleagues, I just want to share them here and get your thoughts, get your takes. I don't know everything. I'm no professional. I didn't go to school for psychology or any of this stuff. I play music for a living, if we're keeping it a buck. But I do like to have these conversations. Oh yeah, and if you want to check out my music stuff, go check out my other YouTube page right here. All right, anyway, so y'all know how we do it. Before we get started, regardless of where you are in your car or if you're at home, I hope that you can find a place to lay down or sit. Take a second. We're gonna breathe in for 5, and then we're gonna have this conversation. Are you ready? Let's get it. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. One more time. Breathe in and out. I absolutely love doing that. I do that every morning. If you're not in the habit of breathing before you start your day, I suggest that you do it. I can't explain what it does, but I could tell you how I feel. It feels great. But anyway, so 2024 is off to an amazing start. And these two principles, like I said, like if you grew up like me and you grew up in church, these two principles that I'm going to talk about have been said to us on many occasions. And you know, as we get older, sometimes we lose the imagination, or we lose the care that these two principles hold, the power that these two principles hold. And I just want to bring them back to your attention. I have been working with on some music with a friend of mine, working on a cartoon series that I'll reveal a little bit later on. I know that's not what this channel is about, but this is how this conversation came about. On top of, like, I've spent this year doing my absolute best to study some of America's most wealthiest, and studying the Bible, and having positive, constructive conversations with my friends and family. Why? Because the point of life for me, from this point, is to literally always be doing this, regardless of what's going on, regardless of how I feel. I'm always taking action towards a successful financial and mental life. Don't get me wrong, like, we want to feel good, but I think we can all agree, we all want that money too. We want that bread. We want a way to sustain ourselves and our families, and also enjoy the luxury. So I've taken it upon myself to just dive a little bit harder and study more and take action upon some of the things that I'm learning from the Bible and from the most wealthiest people, which they all seem to just kind of share the same principles when you get to the nitty gritty of what they're talking about. And one of the biggest ones, the first principle that I learned, that I actually not learned, I reheard, and it hit to the core a different way, was remember to love your neighbor as yourself. Now, this is actually of the two main commandments that Jesus talked about. This is the big boy. Love your neighbor as yourself. We hear it as the golden rule. Do unto others as you will have them do unto you. But the truth of the matter is, most successful people that we have found ourselves studying, I wouldn't say glorifying, because there's one thing to like look at people and we see this lavish life and boom, that's what we want. But how many times have you actually studied people who are consistently giving, who are consistently being of service to others, right? And one key principle that, like I said, one of the key principles was love your neighbor as yourself. And the more that we're able to love people according to scripture, according to what is human, what's humane, what's considered being a person who keeps conflict down by way of being able to give to others. Like, what does love mean to you? How could you look at yourself and be more loving? And I'll tell you this, how you treat others is literally according to how you treat yourself. How you physically feel, how you physically look. The way that you feel and look to yourself is the same way you're going to treat somebody else. Now, whatever that means to you, don't take it as judgment from me. I'm just telling you that if you're not able to take care of yourself, not because you can't, because I get it, there are certain health concerns and certain physical disabilities and certain things that people deal with, but whatever that you have in you, if you don't take time out of yourself to make sure that yourself is taken care of, how could you possibly love other people, right? But with that same measure, how could you even love yourself more if you don't know how to love other people, right? The biggest conversations going on right now is crazy to me, but the whole relationship thing, what people are willing not to do in order to have a man or a woman. And a lot of it, I just shake my head at, because like most of the stuff that we feel like we need in another person, we're not even willing to do for ourselves. I'll say that again. Most of the things that we're looking for in other people, we aren't willing to do for ourselves. We're not willing to be that for ourselves. So evaluate it. Look at yourself. What is it that you can do for yourself that screams love myself more, so that I'm able to love others more? Think about it. And the second principle that I've learned, and this one gets tricky, there's a thin line to it, but it is what it is. Our successes in life is based upon how much value we give to other people. And that can mean a total like handbook of things. Like there's a wide array of things that could, attribute to. But our successes in life are based upon the value that we give to others, right? In sales, you hear it like this: what are people's problems and how can you be the solution? Now, problems and solutions could be swapped out for several other things, right? Okay, so I'm a bass player by nature. I love to play the bass guitar. So when there's a song that doesn't have bass guitar, I provide value as that is my skill set. That is what I'm really good at. So people will call me to do that. So I ask you one thing: what inside of you provides value to other people? Because the value that you have inside of you that could be provided to other people is the difference between you being successful and you being stagnant. Now, this is something that I'm constantly striving to master. Why? Because there are so many things that I feel like I'm good at, but then there's this thing too where there's a such thing as doing too much. There's a such thing as okay, let's take it here. Now, mind you, with the same thing I said, we have to be careful though, because where you know your value is good to somebody else's problem or need, there can be a situation of an ego trip where your ego causes you to stumble. And I think it is very important that you don't confuse value and ego. Yes, they can go hand in hand. Yes, they can both be controlled. But I think it's very important that when you're good at something, you don't allow that something to be the reason why people decide to hate you. just because you say you can do it. There are a million people that can do the exact same thing you can, so your character is everything, right? Those are the two principles. Love one another as you love yourself. And the success in life is based on the value you can provide to others. With the catch, don't let your ego be in the way of your value. God, don't let the ego be in the way of the value. That's crazy. Man, anyway, I hope this was helpful. I hope this was the start of a conversation to get you thinking. And let me ask you this. On a scale of 1 to 10, how well do you feel like you love others as yourself? Put it in the comments below. Listen, I hope that you continue to expand your minds and grow a positive mindset. 2024 is off to a great start, and I hope it's off to a great start for you. And if it isn't, I hope that you find a way to look deep and find the value that you have, because we've all learned something that somebody else needs to know. You got this, y'all. No excuses. Yo, if you like that episode, all I need you to do is subscribe, like, and comment. And make sure you share it with somebody, because maybe this piece of content could help them. Let's keep it going.